That report from Nick Watton. We'll be hearing from Nick a little later in the programme. Italy's new Home Secretary, Matteo Salvini, has called for a census to determine how many Roma people are in the country, with a view to expelling those who are undocumented. It's the latest strike by a populist politician to turn campaign rhetoric into hard law. Is this then the new model for populist Europe? Politicians who campaign on anti-migrant policies and aren't afraid to implement them. In Germany, Angela Merkel is fighting for her job. She's been given a 2-week grace period to come up with a solution on Germany's immigration question that her cabinet will support. Meanwhile, the right-wing German nationalists, AfD, have more in common with the right-wing Italians. Think of it as the global anti-globalists. I asked their deputy leader, Beatrix von Storch, if she supported Salvini's sentiment.
Yes, we have a very clear line on illegal migration. We have got a European system which says under Dublin III that the country is responsible for taking the asylum process where the migrant is coming into Schengen area. So we've got very clear European law who is on our side, and we just call for fulfilling it. But of course, as long as this does not function, in Germany we call for closing down our borders. That's a very clear line we have from the very beginning.
What about actually expelling those that are already there? Would you support a kind of census or a register in order to expel those from Germany, the immigrant groups that you don't believe should be there?
It's not a question of believing they should not be there, but we've got hundreds of thousands who should not be here after having gone through our legal process.
So should they be expelled?
And then we've got a final court decision. They should, of course, they should be expelled. Otherwise, it makes no sense going through a legal process and then in the end do not accept the result.
So would that be a mass deportation? Would it be voluntary or would it be forced? How would you go about that?
Well, if there are hundreds of thousands illegal migrants in our countries who are not allowed to be here, they have to go. Of course, they have to go voluntarily. But if they don't do so, of course, we have to force them to leave. That's very clear.
Let me explain. You've said in the past in your campaign slogans that Islam doesn't belong in Germany. Would you like to see Muslims leaving Germany?
No, we want to have all those illegal migrants to leave our countries who have no right to be here. This is not a question of religion.
I'm just referring to your campaign poster.
Or not they have a right to stay here.
Your campaign poster last year said Islam doesn't belong in Germany. Would you like to see Muslims leave Germany?
We want to see all illegal migrants to leave our country. This is not a question of religion.
OK, so when your other campaign poster talked about white pregnant women, and I think the slogan was "New babies, we'll make them ourselves," you're saying you'd like more white German women to have babies. Is that what the campaign was about?
No, the campaign was about the idea that migration is not solving our problems, what we are facing in face of demographic changes.
I don't understand that, because it was white pregnant women, and you were saying new babies, we'll make them ourselves. Was it the white babies you would make yourselves, or the German babies you'd make yourselves? What was the poster about?
The poster was about the answer that migration is not solving our demographic problems. And if we need more people be here so that our social welfare system still is working, we have to have more babies, and we don't have to have migration to solve that problem.
OK, so we've seen one solution, haven't we, in Italy and in Malta, which is turning potentially drowning refugees away on a boat. Is that the same policy that you would like to see Germany adopt?
We want to protect our borders, yes. And if they don't have a right to come here, so they can't come here. This is a very clear policy line, which are basically all European countries are going for.
Right.
It's not only Italy, it's also France, it's all the other countries.
Just to clarify, though,
Germany should do the same thing.
You would like to turn that boat away? You would turn that boat away?
Yes.
And
we will rescue the people and bring them back to the countries where they're coming for, and then try to help them very clear to their home countries. This is what we are going for.
So you would rescue them, but you would not let them anywhere near your country?
Yes, rescuing means saving their lives. If they're in life danger, of course they have to be rescued. Saving their lives does not mean bringing them into Germany.
So let me just look at the kind of policies that you are embracing now. For example, in America, we've seen Donald Trump forcibly separating parents from children, putting them in detention centres and cages. If you're serious about your immigration, serious about keeping out illegal immigrants, is that the model for you?
Well, all illegal migrants have to be not allowed to enter our countries, whether they're men or women or children. So they should not do crimes to be still with their family, but separating them, parents from kids, just on a voluntary basis, of course not.
So do you think that Donald Trump is wrong on that policy?
Well, it depends. If he's imprisoning people who are doing crimes and then send them to prison, usually you do not imprison also the children. You would always leave the children in free and not put them into prison. So that's the question we have to talk about.
You retweeted President Trump recently saying that crime in Germany is way up. You know, of course, that that is factually wrong, don't you, that it's at a 25-year low?
No, this is just rubbish. Sorry to say that clear, because you're just comparing the total numbers. Of course, the thefts of bicycles have been going down dramatically, so the total number is going down, but murders and rapes and crime against the health of people is going way up. So this is just fake news to say the numbers went down.
Your Home Secretary.
You're pretending that criminals are going down. Again, it's bicycle thefts and theft in general has gone down by hundreds of thousands of numbers because people do not go any longer to the police to say that their bicycle has been stolen. But rape is going up, murder is going up, and all these fundamental crimes against the human health and life is going up. So it's just fake news to say that the numbers have been going down in total. It's pretending that our country is getting safer, and it is not.
OK. You know that's all wrong, don't you? You know that you have the lowest crime rate since 1992. It's a 25-year low. You know that violent crime rates are down.
You're just not listening.
I'm telling you that was what your Interior Minister said. So why would you contradict the official status from your own Interior Minister? You're using crime figures to scare people when they're not true.
You don't really have to shout at me when you're doing an interview. It's just wrong that the criminal rate with rapes and murders is going down. It went up by far.
Beatrix von Storch, thank you very much. Thank you.